Manning lets it fly. It's caught by Thomas. There's the record for Peyton Manning.
Nothing wrong with Orange and Blue Podcast.
What up, what up, what up? Hey, Broncos country, NRW crew, MHRT fam. Welcome to the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue Podcast. I'm your host, Johnny Baki, and with me, as always, my best friend in the world, Isaiah Pookie Knight Henderson. What's up,
everybody?
buddy?
What's up, Johnny? Excuse me. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing this Friday? This solemn Friday. How's everybody doing?
It is.
So,
It is.
good to be here.
We're gonna get into that here in a minute. It's an honor to have everybody here. You know, I kind of feel like it's been a long week in general.
It has. It really has. It really has.
I don't know if everybody else is feeling that for whatever reason. You know, I know I had a long week of work, but some other stuff going on too. It's just felt like a really long week all around.
Yeah, it has, and it's been a tough one too. I mean,
It has.
the Melvin Gordon thing, and
We'll talk about that.
We can talk about it as well, but just the just compounding on the long week, and then the unfortunate too soon passing of Demaryius Thomas. So it's just
we're definitely going to get into that.
caps the week.
Everybody, thank you for joining us on Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue on the MHRT Network. We are a fan-led Broncos-based podcast that goes live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch every Friday night at 7654. All right. We also have other shows on MHRT Network. We have Broncos Talk on Tuesday, 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, and the MHRT podcast on Thursdays, same time frame, same locations. You can also catch, after the fact, all of our shows in audio form anywhere where you find your favorite podcasts. All right. Thank you all for joining us once again. It is good to be back. I missed you all last week.
Yeah, you weren't here.
I wasn't. It was a little weird. And it feels good to be home. I do apologize for missing last Friday. I had an event with my work, and I needed to go to that. And my family went with me, and we had it was a good time. It was a really good time, but I really did miss all of you that day. So thank you, Isaiah, for stepping up, running things in my absence. And again, I want to say a huge thank you to Cameron Parker of Mainly Broncos, and to Glenn Hauser and Mr. Boggins for filling in and making a really good show when I couldn't be there. So thank you guys for that. So let's jump into the comments real quick. We got Jeffrey Bryan in the comments. I don't think I recognize the name. I think there's a Jay Bryan that we've talked to before, so maybe you changed your name. But it says pretty depressing December so far. If not, welcome. I will toast you. Isaiah will not be having beer anymore with me. He has officially gone dry. So I will cheers to you there, Jeff, and welcome to the show.
Cheers, Jeff. Welcome to the NRW crew.
Yeah. We got EJ in the house. We have Mundungus in the house. The boss man. We have Ricardo Carrion. Another name, Carry on. Another name I don't recognize. So here's to you, Ricardo. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Welcome.
And now welcome to the NRW crew. Glenn, he said number 88, DT, one of the best. Yes,
absolutely.
Yes,
my favorite
absolutely.
receiver,
Glenn,
hands down. He was a joy to watch. It was incredible.
He was, especially with Peyton Manning. But Glenn says, still in shock. And you know what? I think we all are, Glenn. I know that I've been in shock all day. Oh, that's right. Okay, I'm bringing this up. Are you ready for this?
So are we going to do this today?
Yeah. No. We're going to do this right now.
Okay.
All right, everybody. So before we get into what we want to talk about,
Johnny.
No. What? No, I'm telling you. I'm about to tell you what your punishment is. All right, and everybody's going to be a part of this.
Okay.
So Isaiah made a bet with Mundungus earlier this week. The
Angry Run.
the actual bet was on. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. But Isaiah lost. And the stipulations of the bet were if you lost, then you had to do something embarrassing on the podcast. So when Dougie says, Johnny, tell Isaiah his punishment for losing the bet, I never got a hold of him. So this is your punishment. And I'm going to need all of your help in the comments on this one, everybody, because this is going to be going on the entire show. Isaiah, today and today only, is completely mutable.
No, not today.
That means
that's why,
no.
Johnny. That's why I told you look at the next comment because he said for next week's podcast.
Oh, it's for next week's. We're not doing this today.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, he just put that in the comment. That's next week.
All right, fine. We'll do it next week.
I tried to stop you.
So you know what? It's fine. You're right. I'll get ahead of it. And say, everybody, make sure you tune in next week because next week on the podcast, Isaiah will be completely mutable the entire show. So all anybody will have to do if they want Isaiah to be quiet or if they just want to mess with him is type mute in the comment stream. And at that time, I will mute him for 10 seconds each time. And that also includes if I want to do it because I know that I get to have fun. So we'll go ahead and say next week. We'll say next week. Tune in next week. You get to mess with Isaiah the entire show.
It's going to be fun.
Right?
Tune in.
So let's just go ahead and get to some of the saddest news. I mean, I'm going to say this. Usually I'm not very affected when at this passing of celebrities, athletes, things like that. I usually there's a great few, that have affected me, that have made me very sad. I know for you, Isaiah, Kobe was one. For me, it was like Robin Williams. That one devastated me. And a few others. But for the most part, when it comes to celebrity passings or athlete passings, they don't affect me on a profound level. This one's different. This one, just for some reason, this one hits harder than I think any of them have, in recent memory for me. The passing of Denver Broncos all-time leading receiver Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah, it was tough. I remember seeing in the group chat when I woke up this morning for work.
Yeah,
and it didn't hit me until later on in the day, because he was my favorite receiver, but I didn't know him, and so unfortunately today was the first time I actually got to know who he was. And there was multiple motifs throughout all the descriptions and the adjectives that people used for Demaryius Thomas, and two of them stick out to me. One was kind, and the other one was just humble. And when it hit me, I really thought about it, how much we don't really know the players that we actually root for is the humility portion of it. I always thought, I was like, this dude is a big name receiver, but he never boasts about it. He never brags about it. He's never caught doing any of that stuff or complaining. Even if he got traded, even if we got traded, I mean, he was a gentleman about it.
He was. He didn't go blowing anything up. He didn't say anything. He had nothing bad to say. Here, the other thing I heard, you said, what did you say? You said humble and what?
Kind,
joy. That was the other thing that I heard a lot of.
Yeah.
I knew a lot more about him, I think, than you did, just because I followed a lot of the stuff he did, way back when on social media and things like that, working with kids groups, working in the community. He went to every single team charity event that he could possibly go to.
I found that out.
The way he was with kids, the way that he was in general was joyful. People said that he just brought joy to a room. And, on top of it, to learn, I mean, I knew a lot of his story, but I learned more of it today, to learn more about what he went through to get where he got. I mean, his mother, his grandmother, both in prison when he's a kid, and he resigns to put himself into his studies and his sports and just fights through all of the adversity possible. And, and then he ends up at Georgia Tech where he's like, which is, it's home. It's close to home for him.
Right.
Where he ends up at Georgia Tech. It's not the biggest school, compared to some. He could have ended up at Georgia if he wanted to,
Georgia Tech's a big school.
He ends up at Georgia Tech. Then the coach that, then in his sophomore year, another coach takes over, and that coach is a wishbone style coach. Yep. And so he barely gets any passes even through his senior season. And then he goes to the combine. He's like, no, I'm still going to the combine. I'm still going to the combine. And when he does, he blows it up. He blows it up, and he's the first number one receiver in the draft.
in the draft.
First receiver taken in that draft before Dez Bryant.
Yep.
I mean, to go through everything he's gone through and still have that kind of joy, that kind of happiness, that kind of everything on his face, be the kind of person that brings joy to a room. And then, of course, to be who he was within our franchise as a teammate, as a player, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, and the best parts that I heard and that I read so far was in addition to the charities that you said, I saw pictures of him in Houston doing the exact same thing. He did not change when he went from Denver to Houston. He just picked up where he left
for the first time he was there.
He picked up where he left off.
Yeah,
and that's so amazing that someone can do that and just bring joy wherever they go.
It's just who he
and
was.
A lot of the players, all the players said he took me in under his arm. He was the first person to speak to me. A lot of people are like, he was the first person to speak to me. Another thing was him with kids. He loved kids so much. Everybody said he treated my kids like they were his own.
Yeah. And I'm going to pull up a couple comments on DT real quick, and then I want to do our memorial to him because I think he deserves it.
Absolutely.
Shadow Jacker in the house says,
up,
rest
Shadow?
in peace, number 88, DT. Got Avatar. What's up, Broncos country? As always, that's always his greeting. But then he says, great man passed with tears. Savage Sev, our boy Sev in the house. So sad. And my cousin Jay's in the house. And he says, Thomas took more crap for drops than he ever should have, but still was never negative and always had a smile on his face. Ring of Famer, for sure. That ceremony will be tough. And I agree, cuz, and we will definitely go into that a little bit more. Let us do, this is going to be kind of a somber moment, but there's some cool stuff to see in this as well. It's a memorial that we created here at NRWOB just for tonight. And I hope that it does justice to the player and the person that DT was. So here we go.
Hey, I'm Demaryius Thomas, and these are my 3 favorite moments in Denver. One of them, I would have to say my first touchdown in the NFL, I would say Seahawks, left sideline. I think it was week 2, Kyle Orton. That was my first touchdown in the NFL. And I thought I had made it, or that was in my head, like, you finally did it. So that's one of my moments. My second moment, I would have to go with Tim Tebow. It's like it was yesterday. Every time I see it, every time I watch it, I still get the chills because it was just crazy. Still get the chills, the cold chills, and I still remember it, and I always remember that one. After I hit that stiff arm, I knew I wasn't gonna get caught. I knew I was gonna get caught, but the crazy thing is I didn't know I had won the game. I didn't know the game was over with, because if I knew the game was over, I just would have went through the tunnel and then come back. But I thought the game we were still playing, but yeah, I heard the crowd, and then I was like, okay, it's done. Super Bowl. I will never forget that. That was the ultimate goal. You know, that was the third moment, winning the Super Bowl. I still remember Super Bowl 50 right here. It's on me. I ain't gonna never forget it.
Rest in peace,
Just-
marriage.
Absolutely, rest in peace. And you know, you will forever be immortalized in this franchise. But honestly, immortalized just by so many people all over the world. I mean, NFL, in the NFL, in the sports community, by your teammates, your friends, your family, your fans. Everybody will forever, remember DT. And
he's known for his kindness.
Yeah,
And that's a wonderful thing to be known for. That's a fantastic thing to be known for.
I'd heard that he had never turned away a fan either. I know that he never turned away a fan, an autograph, a photo op, anything. He was always ready to be the best, to be the man with the fans and with the people that loved him. And we will miss that. We haven't heard a lot about him since he retired, but I feel like we were going to get to share a whole lot more with him, in the future in Broncos country, and those moments will still come. The remembrance and the honors that he will receive in Denver, they will still be there. It's just that he won't be anymore, and that I think
it's unfortunate.
That's what makes it really hard,
Yeah, and he so I found out. Remember we spoke earlier today, Johnny. We were talking about how we think it happened, and we were unaware of the seizure. So I heard news that they were talking about he got into a car accident about a year ago. And they started having seizures, but they increased in intensity and frequency.
And that's why he moved back in with family. He didn't want to be alone.
And that's just, unfortunately, we didn't hear much. And but he wanted his privacy.
I heard
respected. So I'm just.
I don't know if you saw the clip of talking about DT between on Undisputed.
Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless. Yeah, that's right.
And when Sharp was talking about, how much he regrets
not reaching
out when he had a chance.
Yeah, I know that, and that resonated with me because I knew that.
I've never seen. I don't think I have ever in the history of ever seen Shannon Sharp, one, so emotional, and two, so distraught. He just had that. He was that kind of a person. He had that kind of effect on people. Yeah. And, because Shannon Sharp, he always had something to say. And it felt like today he had no idea what to say. And so, it's very sad. I like what Shadow did say there. Talk about a deep threat. He was.
Yeah, I was watching those highlights. His athleticism, and the one thing that he did really well was his jump timing.
Yeah.
And how he kept those 2 feet in when those passes were made.
The hands.
Yes, his hands were so good.
It was incredible.
Most players catch those screens with their body now.
I know, and he's just like
position.
Yeah.
And it was like once he touched his hands, it's stuck. It's not moving.
Yeah, he had it, and it was rough. It's rough to know he's gone. And Avatar talk about how good he was with the kids. Great with Peyton's kids. That's for But from what I heard something, I don't remember who. I think it was on NFL Today. I think they were talking about how the whole plane ride home from Super Bowl 50.
Yeah, he sat with his. Was that Jacob Tammy's son?
No, I don't remember who it was, but one of the teammates. He held them on the plane the whole time. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I've flown with my kids, and I don't want to hold my own kids on my lap for the entire plane ride. I love my kids, but I don't want to. But they get wiggly and it gets hot in there, and it's just And he held. That's just how he was.
And Jay brings up a good point. Tyler Columbus' tweet is one of the.
Actually, I think that was who it was. I think it was Columbus that talked about his kids on the plane.
Garrett Bowles said the same thing. I mean, everybody that she spoke to, he treated our kids like they were his own. So I mean, he's just
Yeah.
Just,
Okay.
unstoppable force
Avatar
in the
talks
field now.
about Avatars, and you're talking about the closest thing that in recent memory that affected him was the passing of Pat Bolin. That was rough. It was definitely rough. I think that was hard on all of us, but I don't know why. For this one feels different, even from the Bolin one to me. And I think maybe that's more just because of what kind of issues he was having towards the end there, his health with Pat Bolin. It was kind of like he was already gone anyway. It seemed like he'd been gone a long time. He would, it was, and then when he really actually passed away, it was a little bit hard. It was hard, but I don't think it was as hard as this one. This one was just so unexpected.
He was so young. I didn't
young.
know he was so young.
He was 33, year older than I am. Actually, okay, yeah. He was going to be, this is sad. He would have been 34 on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
He's 2 years older than my wife, and my mom passed away when she was 35.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, my mom passed away when she was 35. So DT was 2 years younger than my mom, and my mom passed when she was young. And when I found out he was so young, I'm like, and he knew he was getting worse and worse. And I'm so glad he reached out for help. That's so important in that time where he was like, I recognize that it's not getting better. And then he had a support system that he could say, hey, help me. I don't like where this is going. And they did. And I'm glad his cousin was there. And that's what happened when he asked for that. There was someone there.
And a lot of people, I've seen some tweets and stuff from people talking about how they, I bet you there was foul play or this, that. What if he was on drugs or something? No, listen.
No, we don't talk about it. Okay, we don't bring
that
negative stuff on.
But listen. No, he was found in his bathroom. All right, and he'd been in the shower, and he'd been and from all appearances, even the police, the medical examiner, all of them, straight up said, no, this it looks like it was a medical issue, no foul play.
Yeah, and he had a history of it, and he moved in with his family, and they can attest that. So that's so just praying for his family for peace and understanding and wisdom through this tough time.
Yeah,
because sometimes we have so many questions. So
I would like to from us at NRWOB, and I know that they'll talk about it on the neighborhood on Sunday. We'll talk about it on the neighborhood on Sunday and everything, but from all of us at MHRT Network and us here on Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue, we would like to pass our deepest condolences to Demaryius Thomas's family, to his friends, and our continued prayers as you go through this rough time. Know that we may not know how you're feeling. We are hurting too. Maybe not quite the same way, maybe not as much, but you are in our prayers and our thoughts and our good vibes as you go through this. And he will never be forgotten.
No, absolutely not. And Mile High 6 comes in. We need to win.
We need to win.
Welcome,
That's
Mile
right.
High 6. I don't think
Mile High 6. It's good to see you. It's been a while since we've seen Mile High 6 in the house.
Well, welcome back.
It's been a good minute. It's been a hot minute. It's good to see you, Mile High 6. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Which takes us to the next transition, Johnny.
Yep. All right. So
preview of a 10-15-minute preview of the Chiefs game.
Real quick. I just want you to peep the new lid. I have to show that off. The 1962 logo. I love this hat. I just got it.
Beautiful.
It just came in this last week, and I love it.
Beautiful.
Good day to wear it. Yet another one to add to my my very, very, very large collection of Broncos lids.
Yeah, you do. Actually, you do.
I do.
I've got one of them on my wall now.
Yeah, you have. One. I was gonna say you have two. I've given you two.
You gave me one.
No, I gave you the white, blue, and orange one, and then I gave you the draft hat before the draft.
Yeah, that was a birthday gift.
They were still gifts that I gave you.
Okay, then I guess I have two on the wall. Then.
You have two. Anyway.
Two. Yeah, whatever. So this last Chiefs game, Johnny.
All right, so let's move on from the somber, and let's honor him this week. Let's honor DT this week. We'll win.
Yeah, we need to
against the Lions.
And both their running backs are out. We're not going to laugh because we don't know what can happen any given Sunday this season.
It's hard, but it's hard not to laugh when you talk about the Lions.
The Chiefs were probably laughing at us when we came to Arrowhead.
I mean, it was.
But yeah,
Oh God!
both their
Yeah, look! That was a mute moment. Jeff wants to know how many hats I have. Jeff, looking over at my collection, piled up right now. I've still got to figure out a way to display them in a way that does them justice. But looking at the pile, if I was to make a guess, I would say upwards of 40, 45 hats.
That's ridiculous, dude.
I'm sorry. I love hats. I mean, honestly, when do you ever see me without one?
You never wear hats.
Huh?
You never wear hats. You only wear hats on the podcast. So you have 45 hats.
I don't wear hats in my home. I don't wear hats in my home. I'm always wearing a hat when I leave.
Which is one hat.
There's that one. There's my work one. And then whenever I've got to watch a Broncos game at work, or I'm going somewhere to watch the Broncos game, I wear a Broncos hat.
So why don't you just buy a mini vending machine?
For what?
Just for your hats and just pick one per game.
I mean, I could do that. That'd be kind of cool.
That'd be dope. A1.
All right. Let's see. We got Landon Clark. We got the Whiz Kid up in here saying the Vikings. Yeah, I mean,
they held on.
But they didn't. They lost. You know, I mean, it was
the
Steelers. The Steelers? Where he's talking about this last Sunday against the Lions. The Vikings lost to the Lions.
Oh, that game, yeah.
You know, the Vikings lost it in the final seconds in a final play, 0 on the clock touchdown.
Yeah. And Mike
by Jared Goff.
Mike Zimmerman's on the hot seat for that game as a defensive coordinator.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it a little bit. All right. Y'all help us out in the comments here. My cousin Jay Weaver coming in predicting that Sutton has a hell of a game. I had to put emphasis on that. Hell of a game in his honor.
Yeah.
And that's because Sutton looked up to Demaryius Thomas so much. I mean, you got to think he comes in here his rookie year and he's like, I mean, all these players when they get to the NFL, when they get to the pros, man, they're all like, whoa, I have no idea what to think. And most of the time, not always, but most of the time, they get taken under the wing of a vet or someone who's been there a while to help them out a little bit.
Yeah, they find someone to cling to them.
And DT definitely did that with Courtland Sutton, even though later down the road, Courtland Sutton ended up being his replacement. He still held high respect for Courtland Sutton and great love for him. Like, you watched Courtland Sutton's Twitter. Demaryius Thomas tweeted him like 2-3 times a week. Like it was so there you go. I like your position there, cuz predicting Sutton that he has a hell of a game in his honor.
Teddy's got to go throw him some go get him balls. Let him go up and get it in honor of DT.
Well, let's be honest. I honestly don't think I want to see Teddy throwing very many Peyton Manning style deep passes like we saw in that
Those
highlight
passes
reel.
were placed perfectly.
Jeff asks if Glenn is still with us, and Mundungus answers it's night time in Glenn's nursing home, so he's probably sleeping. So anyway,
Jeff brings up a good point. He says, "You all know that the stadium will be electric Sunday. It will be a special day for sure."
Listen, here's the thing. Unfortunately, and I hate to say this, attendance by home crowds has been down.
I think it'll be up this game
for a while. For the last like 6 weeks. Attendance at home has been down.
It'll be up this
and
weekend.
it's kind of been pathetic in some ways. I'm like, come on, y'all. We haven't been mathematically eliminated, anything like that. So why aren't you being the fans you should be and coming to the game at home, especially when you got tickets? Especially when you got them tickets.
Things are expensive now, so maybe.
But I'm thinking. I think I agree with you. I'm thinking this Sunday, like they ain't gonna be an empty seat in the house.
No.
To honor Demaryius Thomas. I mean,
yeah, and was that?
And if there is, shame on you.
Who's it that tweeted that they're gonna use? Was that Garrett Bowles that said he wants to use the passing of DT to give the team a push into the playoffs?
I believe it was. It was.
So let's do that, Broncos. Let's start this Sunday and use that and push ourselves to the end, to the playoffs. KB82 comes in. What's up, KB82?
Oh, KB82's in the house.
What's up, fellas? I got to meet DT once. He was such a sweet, shy kid, not like a lot of players who are jerks when you finally meet them.
Yeah,
he was a very humble man.
I heard that. I heard he was shy, and like perfect example of that story was another interview done today. I can't remember what show it was on, but it was Tim Tebow was there. Came on as their guest, and they actually said we've never had you on the show before. It's really it comes as no surprise that today would be the day that we get you on the show, because he wanted to honor his friend, like Demaryius Thomas, Tim Tebow, Eric Decker. In fact, I read somewhere the three of them were like the three amigos at one point, like they were so close.
Yeah, and Emmanuel Sanders said him and Demaryius
so
Thomas
that one play against the Steelers in the playoffs, in the overtime, where it was the quickest, and still is the record for being the quickest win in overtime in the history of the NFL. That what was 80-yard pass from Tim Tebow to Demaryius Thomas over the top. It was beautiful. They won an award. I can't remember which award it was. It was big though. It was a big award. And they were going up to accept it. And Tebow turned to him. He said that he turned to him and was like, "Hey man, so how do we want to do this? I talk, then you talk, or whatever." And DT was like, "No, man, I don't want to talk. You do all the talking. I'm just going to stand there and smile." Like he was shy. He was shy. So I like this. Changing gears a little bit, keeping on the Lions. I like it, WizKid. Thank you. If we win on Sunday, we eliminate the Lions from the playoffs.
Let's go. We can do it.
Look, I don't want to go into it like for that reason, because I mean, honestly, I don't care about the Lions. I never have. I'm never going to. They're the Lions. They're not AFC West or anything. Oh, look, Glenn's here.
What's up, Glenn?
Glenn, did you fall out of bed? Is that why? I thought you're supposed to be in night time right now. Anyway,
pressure life alert.
Yeah, pressure. If you are down on the ground, press your pendant. Give it a push. All right.
Yeah, but this is a good game to really get some momentum going into this last stretch of the season.
I said it earlier today. We lose this game, it's over. We don't even don't even bother showing up the rest of the season. If we lose this game to the Lions. I mean, but Douglas says to Glenn, "Are you on your phone under the blanket so you don't get caught by the night nurse?" And Glenn says, "My night nurse hasn't arrived yet."
We got Broncos fans of all ages here.
Oh, that's for sure. The young like Isaiah, and the very, very, very young like Isaiah, and
I'm
the
25.
very, very, very old like Glenn. But I'm not pulling that comment up, Glenn. I'm not doing it. Not happening. But I'm sure Mundungus is going to see it, and good luck, buddy. Anyway.
But what we need to do this game is just make our game plan.
The formula remains the same as it's been.
Run the ball. Just
run the ball. Run. Okay, I cannot wait. By the way, I did not tell you. I did not tell you the day after I ordered this hat, I ordered Mario Vitanzi's hat that he designed, the one that says "Run the damn ball." Yes, I got another Broncos hat coming that says "Run the damn ball." Like, I can't wait to get that hat. But for real, run the damn ball.
Well, we have to score touchdowns. We have to score touchdowns. There's no reason why we go down the field on an 11 minute drive.
20 play drive, 11 minutes.
I mean, the formula was
the entire
perfect.
Second quarter.
Yeah. He was not going to touch the ball the end of the first half. We were going to be tied going to the half. The formula was perfect. Our defense was excellent, elite. Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill.
Well, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill combined.
Had to combine 59 yards.
Five catches for 49 yards.
Vic Fangio's defense did exactly what they were supposed to do. Exactly what
Patrick Mahomes went like 23 for 35 for only like
185 yards.
Not even 185. I think it was like 148. I don't even think he eclipsed 150.
One touchdown, one interception.
And it wasn't even a passing touchdown. He didn't even get a passing touchdown. It was a running touchdown. Him on his feet. Look, man, the Denver defense. Oh my gosh, they have found their footing. And and we talked about this, you and me. I'm going to be honest with you. I've had a lot of issue with Vic Fangio. Glenn, don't tell me that. I don't like it. Glenn, why? No, he says
Well-
Mike Boone is in COVID protocol.
Well, he won't be on kick return like I wanted, but Melvin Gordon gets
Anyway.
to come back because it was gonna be hard for Melvin Gordon, even with his statement
It was.
that he made this week, and I was
We'll
truly
get
embarrassed
into
as a fan. But moving on, Mike
but
Boone
anyway,
hold on, Johnny. Mike Boone and
go ahead.
Javonte Williams are both angry scepter runners. So Mike Boone being in protocol, he had momentum going into the week, and then he
Although
went
Mike
into
Boone
protocol.
shares his with Quinn Miners, which if
That's
y'all
true,
haven't
Javonte.
seen that, if y'all haven't seen that image on Twitter and floating around of Mike Boone and Quinn Miners holding their scepters, you have got to go search Mike Boone, Quinn Miners angry runs. Look at the picture because it is a thing of beauty.
Yeah, Johnny. Back to your point about you said the defense had just
Vic
gotten
Fangio.
their footings. Yeah, and with
So-
Vic Fangio.
Like I've had a lot of issue all season, as you know. I mean, everybody has with Vic Fangio this season, but I think they're finally finding the groove. That's funny. Are you sure it was Boone, Isaiah?
I'm positive now.
Yeah. By the way, that was the bet that Isaiah lost that equals his being mutable next week. Is he was sure up and down that angry run was Quinn Miners and Javonte Williams and I said it first. I told you no, that was Mike Boone. You said no, it was Javonte Williams. I said whatever, you do you, boo boo. Then
That's
you
a
went and made a
compliment.
bet with. Then you went and made a bet with Mundungus, and you, my friend, lost.
I'm telling you, these rookies are energizing these vets because
Dude,
Javonte Williams put an energy
Phenomenal.
on Mike Boone, and Mike Boone's doing the same thing Javonte Williams did.
But
So
anyway,
I'm sorry I got him confused,
Digressing. The defense has found their niche, and it's in Vic Fangio's scheme. Period. And so, as much as I have given all kinds of crap to Vic Fangio, as much as I've been ready to see his butt get fired quicker than an episode of The Apprentice, than a person on an episode of The Apprentice with Donald Trump. Yes, rest in peace, DT. Thank you, Air Mason 14, which is a new name, by the way. So, welcome. Air Mason, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Cheers to you. Welcome to the NRW crew. Glenn says mute. Not right time. Not this week, Glenn. We're doing it next week. So anyway, but the way I'm seeing the way that the Denver defense is starting to really fire on all cylinders, even with that playoffs or bust clause in his contract, I truly believe that if the Broncos pull out a few more wins, if we go 9-8 and miss the playoffs, I still believe Vic Fangio will be here as our coach. And I'm not necessarily completely against it because of how good the defense is looking. Now, I absolutely, vehemently believe that Pat Shurmur and the offense needs a change.
Yep, absolutely. That's not a question. That's not even debatable. But I agree with you, Johnny. And we talked about this. And I think Mr. Bakken said the same thing. A few people have been coming around, especially with the way we played the Chiefs. Vic Fangio being the head coach may not necessarily be a bad thing. So what you do is you bring in a new offensive coordinator because it would make no difference. Vic Fangio is basically a defensive coordinator that handles time management and a challenge flag. He doesn't pay attention to the offense. He doesn't pay attention to the offense anyway. So I think him being the head coach. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, I'm sorry. Continue.
So with his defense and the way these rookies are playing within this defense, they've clicked. That's a hard thing to bet on. I mean, these players are talented, they're smart, but that's a hard thing to bet on if we're making a play for a quarterback to go get a different defensive coordinator, maybe switch some things up, and they may not be as well in Fangio's scheme.
Jeff Bryan in the house. I think we score on defense and cause 3 turnovers. Just run the damn ball. Thank you.
I agree.
I swear, that has to become the motto of Broncos country. I feel like how we have our incomplete chant.
Mm-hmm. Run the ball.
Run the damn ball like that. Like something plays in the stadium, like right before we go on offense, and the whole crowd stands up and goes, "Run the damn ball!" Something, because it needs to happen. Like
Jeff says, he said, Fangio, right on, Johnny. Fangio has a year left anyway, and Shurmur expires. Wait, so
yeah,
is Fangio through 2022?
Technically he is, but there's a clause in his 2021 the 2021 year of his contract that says playoffs or bust. So
but
that doesn't actually say
option.
in those words. It basically just states that if the team does not make the playoffs this year, they can terminate his contract like that.
Or he may take up his option, same as they do with the players, and keep Vic Fangio for another year going past.
Exactly. Look,
interesting.
Give him a chance to build on this defense, see what happens.
And
a change to the offense, a change to the offensive coaching is a must.
Perfect transition, Johnny.
Must.
Perfect transition, because the next thing that I want to talk about
is
me and Johnny were talking Russell Wilson. So we went through, and the rumor came out. Yeah, that was a nice picture. There was a report saying that Russell Wilson's 3 teams are narrowed down to New York Giants, New Orleans Saints, and the Denver Broncos. And the rumors started spreading. NFL picked it up. Russell Wilson came out in a press conference, and he shot it down. He said that's a non-starter and focus on this season. And yeah, Johnny, you owe a lot of money. And
I don't care. I don't care. That statement, I'm going to say it again. The statement of run the ball, in order to try to pound it in the severity and the importance of it into Pat Shurmur's thick skull, I'm not going to say run the ball. No, you got to put another word in there. You got to put some pizzazz on it, okay? And my pizzazz is run the damn ball. It's that easy.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was in the press conference, and he said it's a non-starter. So me and Johnny were talking the other day, and I was like,
oh, I hadn't thought about this guy as OC.
Mike Munchak?
No, I'm sorry, his offensive line coach, moving Munchak up to OC and moving Bill Callahan, his offensive line coach. That would be an phenomenal offense, in my opinion.
That's possible. Yeah, and Russell Wilson shot it down. So me and Johnny were talking. That guy Jordan Schultz did not get that information from nowhere.
Well,
he said Russell Wilson's agent.
He got it from Russell Wilson's agent.
So, and then Russell Wilson goes and denies it. I think they're stirring up the pot, seeing what's out there.
I think it's a chess game.
Yeah, it's a chess game. It's a chess.
It's a game of chess. He has set up the pawns. He's ready to start knocking them down.
So if we make a play for Russell Wilson, let's say those are the 3 teams, Johnny. So let's break down those 3 teams. New York Giants first. Yeah. What is appealing to Russell Wilson about the New York Giants?
Well, as far as the Giants go, Russell Wilson might be would probably more than anything else be attracted to the celebrity part of it. I mean, it's New York. Mm-hmm. It's New York. Pro athletes, celebrities, they are a big deal in New York. Yeah, and Mike said it here, the exact same thing.
I'm laughing.
The exact same thing as I said earlier. Basically, exactly what I said to you when you said to me he shot it down. I said, but what did you expect him to say? He isn't going to go out there and screw the Seahawks with I'm leaving. Exactly.
Well, Melvin Gordon came out and said he wanted to play, so I assume it's Russell Wilson about the same.
No. He doesn't want to play for. He has said it multiple times. He wants out of Seattle. He's tired of them. But then, of course, his agent puts this out there. It becomes literally the most talked about thing for an entire day in the Twitters, in the NFL Twitter sphere, on NFL talk shows, everything. And so then, of course, he's like, no, I didn't say that. I mean, like
Jay brings up a good point. And he says Sierra wants New York, which I agree with, because she was at the Met Gala. Glenn comes in.
She loves the celebrity part of it.
Yes, and that's what she was. That's what she was before. And so Glenn says Russ is very diplomatic. And I'm thinking, New York homeless celebrities, everybody's saying that. But this is where we're going to break it down. Mo Bad in the house.
Now, New Orleans was another team.
Hold on, Johnny. We're going to break down New York, the Giants. So we say that the appealing part is Sierra and the celebrity. Okay. Well, let's talk about the team, the Giants. They don't have it together. They're in need of their entire.
Talk about them?
I'm going to break down. I'm going to start knocking them off the list by the time we get to the Broncos. So their entire offensive line has to be rebuilt. Their entire linebacking core has to be rebuilt. They just fired their offensive coordinator, which is a possible position we could be in, is in Denver. But then let's look at their draft.
Do not bring Joe Judge. Do not bring Joe Judge.
I'm not. So and we're not. Hopefully we're not. So New York Giants, they have 11 draft picks. Okay, well, how many do the Broncos have? 11. Okay, so we're on the same page. What about their cap space? The New York Giants are in the same situation as the Saints. They're actually negative $366,000 under the cap space. They have nothing to give. And they're using all their draft picks to rebuild their O-line and linebacker core. They have no money for Russell Wilson. So they're done. New Orleans Saints.
You are correct, sir. Yes!
all the analysts said that New Orleans would make sense because of the coaching and the stability with the ownership and the GM, and they have a decent roster. And so if Sierra likes that celebrity status, that will be good for her down in New Orleans, down in the South. But New Orleans' money situation, they don't have the cap space either. They're in the negative, and they don't have any draft picks, so they have nothing to offer Russell Wilson. Then we come to Denver. Denver has 11 draft picks. The same
11 draft picks.
Giants.
What is it? 5 in the first 3 rounds?
Yes, and then 5. Yeah. And then the Broncos have 11 draft picks and $34 million left in cap space, and that's enough to take over Russell Wilson's contract. We have the most complete roster on offense and defense. We have the 5th best O-line that gives the most time passing, which is what he's missing. So I'm gonna bring this up right now. Russell Wilson is a competitor.
Yep. Okay. He wants to compete. He does not want, while yes, his beautiful wife, and yes, she is a beautiful, wonderful woman, wants to go to New York for the celebrity part of it. He wants to go somewhere where he can compete for a Super Bowl. Now I'm going to go ahead and quote Coach Boomer during halftime of the game between the Broncos and the Chargers. He said, and I quote, "You take Justin Herbert and put him on the Broncos are winning the Super Bowl."
Yep.
That's what he said. Now you look at Russ Wilson and Justin Herbert and compare them. Russell Wilson's a more complete quarterback.
Yep.
A better quarterback right now than Justin Herbert.
And he was fantastic before he got injured.
Put Russell Wilson on the Denver Broncos. The Broncos are Super Bowl contenders like that.
Yes. And he was having a great season.
Bibbidi bobbidi boop, godmother. Boom.
And he was having a great season before he got injured. And the thing that frustrates Russell is that because of his injury, the Seahawks
Mobad in the house. What's up, Mobad?
The cause of Russell Wilson's injury was not fixed while he was gone on recovery. He got injured because his O-line got pushed back. He threw the ball, hit a helmet. He recovered, came back, and now he can't get full throw or get better because the O-line isn't fixed.
His O-line is trash in Seattle.
So that's what he's looking for.
Hot garbage.
Mundungus agree with me. Giants can't afford him, so they're out the picture right there. They cannot afford him. Unless the Jets can for whatever reason.
Jeff, how dare you? You're not wrong, but it's beautiful. And let us not forget, I made this point to Isaiah earlier, that Russell Wilson knows the area. He's been there. He played for the Rockies. If nobody else remembers that, Russell Wilson played for the Colorado Rockies for, I think, 1 season, maybe 2. But the point is, he was on the Colorado Rockies. He knows Denver. Okay? So there's that. Mobad, Johnny and the Dark. No, you clicked out. You clicked the other one. Son of a gun. Stop it.
That's your mute button.
Mobad. Yeah, I'm going to start hitting that mute button now.
I said that's your
Johnny,
mute button.
Yeah, that's right. Johnny and the Dark Knight are on fire. Yes, we
are.
This party's on. I'm not doing it. I'm not going to finish it. Anyway.
Glenn said Russ had great success at MetLife Stadium. Bad memory. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Denver. Yeah, Johnny, I tried to look for a resort to take me and the wife skiing. There's nothing close to Denver.
Okay. All right. Look, I being from there. Okay, I lived on the Front Range, right north of Denver. All right, you don't want to. There's the ski towns, Aspen and Steamboat and Snowmass. They're tiny little towns. Okay, and pretty much everybody who lives in Colorado lives on the Front Range or down off the slopes. Okay, you drive to get to the slopes. Pretty much everybody does. So don't complain. All right.
Jay says
they do have a ton of draft capital.
But with the Giants, when you trade for somebody like Russell Wilson, they're going to want something back. They don't want just a bunch of picks. They want an actual player in return.
I think we're going to give him a player too.
And they have to, and the Giants have to assume $23 million of Russell Wilson's salary that they don't have.
Yeah.
So they can't give him the salary and pay him more.
They can give the draft capital, but they don't have the money to pay him. So
they don't.
So there's nothing that's going to happen there because just giving them the draft capital, that would be if the Saints bid on, or not the Saints, the Seahawks bid on that, they'd be expected to basically cover his entire contract for the next 2 seasons, which they're not going to do.
And the Saints are in the same situation. The Saints or the Giants are in identical situations.
Denver,
they don't have any money. They don't have any money.
Giants don't have the roster that Denver does. Denver can sell Wilson on winning a Super Bowl within 3 years. Dude, I would say Denver could sell Russell Wilson
for the next 3 years.
Within 2 years, if not one.
Next
season. Like, you could make that claim.
I think with that roster, and Benjamin Albright tweeted, for Russell Wilson, it's starting at 3 picks. So if we have to give up 3 picks and let's say 1 or 2 players, we still have 8 picks left. Well, they all won't be in the same draft, but let's say they are in the same draft class. We still have 3 picks. We still have 8 picks left, which is the same we had last year. So Jordan will be in the same situation with Russell Wilson as we were last year.
And the other thing, we talked about this earlier too. We talked about this earlier too. Where's that comment that's up right now with Mundungus? I want to take it down. We talked about it.
It's up higher, but yeah, like I was saying, it's we still have 8 picks, and we still have money left over to pay the other players that we were talking about signing, Johnny.
I like what Glenn says. Give up whatever picks they want.
I agree. Dude, yes,
we have a roster. We have a strong
and we
roster.
Have depth too.
We've got a few areas of need, but the point is like premium. The picks you normally make a premium in premium rounds. Right now, we're pretty set. Like we can shore up a few things here and there, but you can do those in certain. We have extra picks. We can do that. Give them whatever they want, and on top of it, I forgot where I was going with this. So good on me.
On top of having all those picks and the capital, we have plenty. Like last year, the guys that we have now are hungry and ready. The entire draft class that we have,
they're young.
They're all on rookie contracts, so the amount of draft capital that we have, it's all for depth. I mean, all the holes are pretty much filled. We get guys for depth. We trade others for picks. We still have plenty, and these young guys are playing at a playoff level. So you bring Russell Wilson in. Mundungan said we'll be in the Super Bowl within 3 years. Johnny said within 2. I say we'll be Super Bowl champs the next 3 years.
It's not champs, contenders, contenders.
No, I'm saying, Johnny, that's what I'm saying. Johnny, I'm saying we're Super Bowl champs for the next 3 years with Russell Wilson.
I'm saying, look, Russell Wilson's 33 years old. He's actually only a few months older than I am. All right. 33 years old. He is not that old. Okay. No. Like everybody's talking about Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers come to Denver. Aaron Rodgers is 39 freaking years old.
Give him a full offseason to recover that injury. That's the only injury he's had.
Look, Russell Wilson, 33 years old. He could easily give another 10 in the NFL. He could. The way he's playing right now at 33 years old, he could do it. He could put another 10 in. Of course, injuries pending. But
let's say we give him a 4-year contract, Johnny.
The point is you bring him in here and you build it with the team we've got built right now and continue to build on what we've got. Come on, please, somebody challenge me. I dare you that George Payton is not amazing at building a roster. Challenge me. I dare you.
Because, Johnny, here's the thing. We have as soon as we sign Bobby Max, we have our offensive line lined up till 2024 for the next 2 to 3 years. Our defensive line for the next 2 to 3 years.
Right.
Our linebacking core as soon as we extend Kenny Young in 2 to 3 years. Our secondary with Caden Stearns for 2 to 3 years.
Right.
And then we have our receivers locked up for 3 to 4 years. And then our running back with Melvin Gordon.
This team is ready. All we need is a good quarterback, and then an offensive coordinator. I like what Jay said about bringing in an OC that can complement whoever the quarterback is, and complement. I'm going to take it a step further, cuz I'm going to say complementing not only the quarterback but complementing the skill sets of the players.
Yeah, because, I mean, like I told Johnny earlier today, Russell Wilson would be like a kid in a candy store with unlimited money. He can get whatever he wants whenever he wants.
Now we said it. We probably aren't just going to be able to give up draft picks just to get Russell Wilson. We're probably going to have to give up a player.
That's fine.
KJ Hamler, Noah Fant, someone like that. Look, we got Albert O. All right, and Eric Saubert has shown us that he can play too. All right, KJ Hamler's our speedster, but we just re-signed. We just signed. I almost said Demaryius Thomas. Good Lord, he's on my brain today. I'm sorry, y'all. We just re-signed Cortland Sutton and Tim Patrick.
But we need that speedster, though.
To extensions. Well, yeah, but you know what? We can find another speedster.
That's what I'm saying. We can win in the draft.
If you offer up a speedster for a quarterback with some draft picks, we're going to be okay.
Well, they're going to want more than that. So they're not going to want Drew. Are they going to want Drew Lock?
I'm just saying. No, they're not going to want Drew Lock. I'm so tired. I'm so tired of people saying trade Drew Lock. Nobody wants Drew Lock. Nobody. Before the trade deadline, zero interest. Nobody even inquired. No one wants him. No one cares. The only way he's getting to another, he's going to continue in the NFL is to go on free agency and get signed by a team. Nobody's going to give up any capital for him, period. You're going to have to give up a playmaker. Bradley Chubb
and Bradley Chubb, same time.
KJ Hamler, someone who is going to instantly elevate the other team.
So who we thinking as OC guys? Do we hire the OC first, then go after Russell Wilson, or do we get Russell Wilson before
Jeff
the OC?
Bryan's coming in here, give up Chubb.
Yeah. So do we want to hire the OC first and then go get Russell Wilson?
Nope. Jay says Jerry Jeudy.
No.
Oh, I don't think we give up Jerry Jeudy just yet. I can see KJ Hamler before Jeudy.
Russell Wilson would have a field day with Jerry Jeudy. Absolutely not. You don't give up any of those core players that you have locked up for those years in the contract. KJ Hamler and Bradley Chubb because they've been injured. For a massage
and heat chair. Are we talking like the ones you see at Sharper Image or the ones you see at the mall there, Mundungus? Because the ones at the mall are legit. The ones that you get at Sharper Image, they break after the first 20 minutes on them.
Glenn says Russell throwing bombs to our weapons will be sick.
Woo!
Yes, that is why.
Dude, and he can. We would see throws to Broncos receivers, the likes of which we haven't seen since Peyton Manning left, and to players that can make the catch.
Yes, I wanted to bring this comment up earlier. Glenn says Broncos are the only AFC team out of those three, by the way. Yes, because the Seahawks have a hand in who they want to trade him. They're saying if they don't want to trade him to anybody in the NFC, they'll get him out of the AFC. That as well. Excuse me. Last season, there was a report offseason he was interested in the Raiders. And somebody made this comment that he wouldn't want to play against Patrick Mahomes twice a year and Justin Herbert.
Why
but then
not?
If he went to the Raiders, he'd be playing against them anyway.
Why not? We already addressed it earlier. He's a competitor.
That's the benefit
I know, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't he want to play Justin Herbert, Derek Carr, Patrick Mahomes? He is a competitor. He loves to compete. He loves to win. And any true competitor, they don't want to just beat the swill out there, if you will. They want to beat the best.
Yes, and Mundungus says, plus, in order for the Giants or the Saints to fit Wilson under their salary cap, they're going to have to cut players on their roster so they can't even sell him on who they have. That's correct, because they have to cut players anyway to get under the salary cap. Then they have to trade more players just to get Russell Wilson. Half their team is depleted, and they don't have draft picks.
Right.
That's
the point. They cut those players. They already don't have the most, well, at least the Giants for sure, already don't have the most, attractive roster. You go ahead and start cutting players to bring in to try to bring in a franchise caliber player, especially a quarterback, but you've cut all these players. He's going to be like, why would I come there?
I mean, their roster they have is legit, but those are the guys that eat up the most contract, and those are the guys you have to get rid of. They eat up most of the salary cap. Those are the guys you have to get rid of. So Seattle's so those guys that eat up that contract, and Seattle's like, hey, we want those two guys. You got to get rid of two of your best guys. Now your team's depleted, and then you have to cut some more people or cut some more people, and then it's depleted. So Jeffrey says,
"Hi, Rich.
What's up, Richie?" Jeffrey says this roster and salary situation, Denver is arguably the most attractive for any free agent. Yeah, and me and Johnny really went in today and we broke that down. Anybody remember the bet between him and Kaepernick and the loser had to shave their eyebrow? That's hilarious.
I remember that, but I also remember, and my buddy Trey, the one that my buddy who lives with me, the one who he's the Cowboys fan, and for anybody, by the way, now listening to our audio podcast after the fact, when you hear the deep voice announcing, the beginning of the show at the very beginning of our audio podcast now. That's my buddy Trey who lives with us. I'm giving him a shout out for helping out MHRT the way he is. So anyway, he and I will remember that happening to a buddy of ours in the Army who fell asleep with his shoes on at a party.
Oh, yeah. Jeff comes in. He says, you got to protect him, though. No QB looks good when they're running for their life. Well, the Broncos give the fifth most time in the NFL from an O-line. So so we have a good.
Yeah, they do. They have.
Yeah, they do. So that's what he's looking for, a team to give him time. So we have that.
An offensive line that gives him protection.
Yes, and he can dump it off to Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams, who can catch the ball too. Great screens.
Look, you have so many weapons.
Good pass blockers.
So we need to get back to the Lions because we went way off on this Russell Wilson tangent. But the point is,
I mean, we did so much research on it today. We really dove and looked at the salary cap.
But the point is, like, he may have debunked it. He may have said in his press conference, "No, I didn't say that." I doubt that fully. I doubt that completely.
Because I mean, his agent's out there doing feelers.
Is a very well-respected NFL insider and NFL personality. I truly believe that this was a perfect game, or the perfect beginning to a game of chess. Russell Wilson's agent leaked it, in my opinion, as if it hadn't already been floating around all over Broncos country and the NFL for a very long time.
And so what they do is what the agent does.
And then he sits there and he says, "No, I didn't say that." But the moment that legal tampering opens, for a fact that there's gonna be inquiries made.
Well, they do it because when he leaks it, what they do is they see the frenzy, and then the PR team and his agent, they read the articles of the analysts. Who's the best team? What are the benefits? They're just reassuring themselves, confirming before the season starts. Okay, analysts say this. Where do you want to go? These three teams, look what they got. And based on the way we broke it down, it's the last thing. The two out of three teams don't even have the money or the capital to even go after him. By default.
There was a fourth team. Who was the fourth team that he put on that list?
There was only three.
I thought there was four.
The updated one was only three. It was Vegas before. It was Vegas.
That's what it was.
But
Derek Carr's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he leaves the NFL.
Derek Carr's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not going. So he knocked that off his list, and now Denver looks like it's the one by default. So George Paton needs to hire either a great OC or get Russell Wilson and have him, Vic Fangio, and George Paton sit down and talk about an OC to hire.
Like I said, we've already said it. I challenge anybody to tell me that George Paton is not a genius when it comes to scouting and hiring people.
Oh, so you're saying trust him?
What?
You saying trust him on hiring OCs?
Hell yeah, I'm saying trust him on hiring OCs.
Who do we think in the comments, though? What kind of OC we looking at? Because I went down the list. Byron Leftwich, but I don't think he's going.
No, he's already an offense. He's already an offensive coordinator. He's not going to.
I'm saying he was. The analysts were saying that he's on the list. So I'm saying he's the only one I can think of. But if he's
on the list for head coach, not
that's what I'm saying. That's what I was going to say. If he's going to leave, it's not going to be for anything but a head coach. The same with Dan Quinn. Even though he's a defensive coordinator, he's not going to anywhere but up.
There's a lot of different choices for future offensive coordinators. Several on the Broncos that could make really good offensive coordinators in the future. We've talked about that. Mike Munchak, Zach Azzani.
So do we want not like a brand new, fresh new first time offensive coordinator with Russell Wilson, or do we want not like a Pat Shurmur old, but a kind of in between? I've done this before OC, because that's the difference between Zach Azzani, Curtis Modkins, first time being an OC with. Nobody's seen your plays with Russell Wilson, or do you want one who's a little seasoned, not old, but seasoned?
Honestly, I'd go young. Young seems to be what's winning in the league right now.
Do you want brand new, fresh?
Not necessarily. Well, when you say brand new, fresh, I mean you got to consider these guys are in their 30s, 40s. They've been doing.
I'm talking about coaching experience as an offensive coordinator.
Hey, some of them have been.
Some of them have some of the best
ones, some of the best offensive coordinators in the league right now. This is their first go at it. It's just because they got the brain, and that's what
we want to take that chance matching up with Russell Wilson if we get him. Do we want to take that chance?
Depending on who it is.
That's what I was asking.
And that's why I told you. That's why I said to you earlier. We need to get off this. We need to get onto the Lions because we're running out of time. But that's what I said to you earlier. They're going to ask Russell Wilson. Who would you pick? If you could choose anybody to be your OC from who would you pick? They're gonna let him have they're gonna pick his brain. And George Paton is an expert scout, and I guarantee that being an expert scout does not just include being an expert scout on players.
I agree.
He's an expert scout on people.
Yep, and you guys got to let us know. Johnny thinks if Peyton Manning talks to Russell Wilson, that's tampering.
Dude, I'm
But
so tired of you talking about Peyton Manning talking to Russell Wilson. You're the only person in Broncos. Yes, you
Cameron
are.
Parker just tweeted that the other day.
Dude, no. Peyton Manning is not going to go talking to Russell Wilson for the Denver Broncos. He's not affiliated with the organization. And if for whatever reason he goes and talks to Russell Wilson and he gets exposed, it will be considered tampering. It cannot happen.
I'm not saying do it now.
It cannot happen.
He's
not affiliated with the organization.
Yeah, I looked up the rules. I don't know. I'm not sure yet.
I mean, he could, they could sit down for a golf game and be like, he's a really good team except for their quarterback, the Broncos. He could talk to him like that during a golf game or during like a dinner or something like that. But that's
what I'm talking about, Johnny. Johnny, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was talking about. When I say sit down with him,
like him going knocking on his door, being like, "Hey,
when I say sit down with him, it's Peyton Manning and Russell Wilson." When I was talking about sitting down with him, I'm talking about going after dinner or a game or whatever the case may be. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I meant, and that's why I said it's good having Peyton Manning right there. That's a good go between the same reason why Peyton Manning was familiar with.
You're the one that said not this week, boss. So next week. All right, we got to move on to the Lions. We're moving off of Russell Wilson. All right,
run the ball.
Run the ball. Now the Lions, you can't sleep on them.
Nope.
And here's why I say that. What is it? 4? I think it's 4 or 5 games this season. They have lost by 3 points or less.
Yeah, so they know how to stay in the game. They just can't finish.
They cannot seem to finish the game. Shut up, Isaiah. The point is, like they held their own against what the they definitely held their own against the Ravens. Let's not forget that. The only thing that saved the Ravens was Justin Tucker's record-breaking field goal kick.
That's true. They went toe-to-toe with the Lions.
They did. So the Lions, look, they've got one win all season. Now, I'm not saying that we cannot win this game. I'm not saying that in the least. Look, the Broncos can and should win this game. Period.
Not by a field goal.
But
run them over.
We cannot sleep on this team. They can win. Now, against the Vikings this last week, their victory was against a team that was so injured. I mean, so injured. It wasn't even that impressive of a win. I mean, they won in the final seconds with with 0 seconds on the clock, a Jared Goff touchdown throw.
Well, now the Lions are coming to this game injured too because they have both their running backs are out. It seems like DeAndre Swift and their other running back is out. And coming up into this game, I think, did you see the injury report today?
I haven't actually looked at it today.
I think Mike Boone's on the COVID protocol.
I spent too much time trying to edit together that Demaryius Thomas tribute, so
and it was beautiful. And it was beautiful, Johnny. We loved it. And
well, thank you.
I think our old line is back. So
I feel like it did him. I feel like I did justice.
You did. It was he deserved it. So we should definitely win this game.
Bring back Skangs. No, it'll never happen.
Bringing back Skangs with Russell Wilson. I think he'd take that job.
Yeah, there you go. There is. Jeffrey Bryan said the back judge saved the Ravens. But the point is, this is not a team that we can sleep on. Okay, their defensive line we should be able to run against. They have an average, I would say an average run defense as far as their defensive line and their linebackers go. So I don't look to for us to necessarily like run all over them. But I mean, Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon should be back this week.
He is,
from what I understand. So Javonte Williams and Melvin Gordon, the two of them together, they've put together run stats or whatever you want to say against some of the best teams, some of the best run defenses in the league already.
Yes.
Okay, they can do it. They can do it, and they will. Last night's game was nicknamed the teams that couldn't beat Detroit Bowl. It's true. It's true. It was the Ravens. What was it? Was it the Ravens versus not the Ravens?
Steelers versus Vikings.
Steelers versus the Vikings. Vikings lost them.
Oh yeah, Steelers tied.
Got stuck in a tie against them. So there you go. And then, of course, I've got to do it. Rich says, we the Lions sleep tonight. Had to. But the point is, look, we cannot sleep on this team. We got to run the ball now. Fully expect, because they do have a pretty decent average run defense, that we got to put the ball in the air.
Well, I tell you what, what's interesting, I'm interested to see who has a bigger game, Noah Fant or TJ Hawkinson, because they both came out of Iowa in the same draft. So there were those two big tight ends in Iowa, was Noah Fant and TJ Hawkinson.
I hadn't even thought about that.
Yeah. So I'm interested to see who has a bigger game, Noah Fant or TJ Hawkinson. So
TJ Hawkinson was injured. If it was my best guess,
TJ Hawkinson.
TJ Hawkinson, simply because Pat Shermer forgets to use Noah Fant.
Not because he's better, but because they have least amount of weapons. And right now, he's the best weapon.
He is the best weapon they have.
But yeah, TJ Hawkinson got injured his rookie year, and Noah Fant had a great rookie year. So at that point in time, it looked like Noah Fant was the better tight end. But Jared Goff really does love his tight end.
He does. So all right. So we got. What about the defense? What about the defense versus the Lions offense?
This is where the Vic Fangio runs plays he's unsure of, and really gets in it and starts setting some blitzes and really getting turnovers and sacks. This is where you really get your stats back up, and you just show. This is where Vic Fangio showcases. He did a great job against the Chiefs. This is where he just does it again.
I'll pull it up, but I'm not going to read the word. Holy bleep! Johnny can carry a tune.
Yeah, Johnny can sing.
Yes, I can sing. I've been singing.
Yeah, but this is where Vic Fangio has to get, we did excellent elite against the Chiefs. This is the game where we had no sacks. No, do we have any sacks? This is where we get more sacks.
Against the Chiefs?
Chiefs, yeah.
Draymond Jones, I believe, had one.
And this can be Bradley Chubb's game on the defense. This is where Bradley Chubb can show, he's back, he's healthy. This is where he releases the showcase. Hey, I'm here to stay, and I want to stay.
Their offensive line is not going to hold up against what we were going to be able to
take advantage.
Not only in the blitz, but just even in a standard 4-3 defense.
Goff and most of the offensive line have the flus.
It'd be incredible.
If that happens, this is this is God giving us a gimme game because of Demaryius Thomas.
Hey, no. We don't want a gimme game because
I didn't say we wanted it, Johnny. I didn't say we wanted it.
But the point is the Broncos should and will, in my opinion, will and should win this game against the Detroit Lions. The Lions are,
Mark.
There is. Oh, Mark from Georgia, Mark Langley. What's up, Mark? How you doing, buddy? Wait, boys. Sorry, my kids have just infiltrated. They're going to be running around me apparently for a few minutes here. So hold on. Mundunga says that's not a joke. The thin air will really help. Not wrong. The Broncos can and should win this game.
Yes.
All right. So Isaiah,
or DT.
I want you to give me key matchups. One key matchup, one breakout prediction, or not necessarily breakout. I want you to give me a player of the game prediction for the Broncos, and I want you to give me a final score prediction.
I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna say key moment for this one would be for the offense.
Key matchup.
A key matchup. TJ Hawkinson versus Baron Browning.
Ooh, I like it. So you're talking about TJ? Yeah. You're talking about TJ Hawkinson. Yeah. Like I said, my children are up here, so we're gonna end the show with kid noises in the background as well. Yeah. Anyway, so I need that key matchup. You said TJ Hawkinson versus Baron Browning. So you're talking about in the crossing routes and the slant and in the seam.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to give my key matchup. You know what? My key matchup for this game is going to be Kenny Young versus the offensive line in the blitz. I think Kenny Young is going to shoot that gap. And I think he's going to not only shut down the run in the run blitz, but I think he's absolutely going to. I think Kenny Young walks away from this with a sack.
I like that.
All right, so that's my key matchup. Now,
another one. Go ahead, Johnny.
No, go.
Another matchup is Patrick Surtain versus Amon Ra St. Brown, the rookie. I think he's a rookie wide receiver from USC. So it's going to be interesting rookies on rookies. USC versus Alabama. So that's going to be a good matchup too.
That would be a good matchup. Now, who do you think is going to be not? I hate using the word breakout because to me, breakout means somebody that has not broken out before but is now. Who do you think is going to be the difference maker? Let's use that. The difference maker for the Broncos against the Lions. This
offense or defense or
doesn't matter. Pick.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Woo! Okay. All right. Give me a quick reason.
I think this game. This is the game where you get the ball to your big game receivers.
Okay.
We see that he's been struggling to get the ball downfield to his big time receivers who just got paid. And I think this is where he opens up, and this is where he gets comfortable doing it. And so I'm gonna say Teddy Bridgewater for opening up his game and getting the ball to Tim Patrick and Cortland Sutton on the sidelines. And Jeffrey comes in and says the exact same thing. He said Sutton versus whoever is unfortunate enough to get that assignment. Glenn agreed with me. Glenn agreed with me.
And then Glenn also agrees. Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I'll go on the offensive side. And I may be taking a cop out here. I already said my key matchup was Kenny Young, but I'm going to say that the difference maker is Pat Surtain. I think Pat Surtain's going to be shutting down anybody he goes up against on that. Anybody he's assigned to. He is elite. He's a rookie elite. And he's elite. And I think he currently absolutely is 100% the number one cornerback on the Denver roster.
Yes.
So I think he's going to be our shutdown, and he's going to shut it down.
Wiz Kid, I was going to say this too. I was actually going to say this at first, but then I changed it.
Right.
I was going to say Melvin Gordon, but I didn't want Melvin Gordon to be the difference maker because that means we're in a close game.
That does scare me a little.
So that's why I didn't say Melvin Gordon.
All right. So since you don't think it's going to be a perfect transition, since you don't think it's going to be a close game, what is your final score of the game?
31-14.
I don't know what you're talking about. Maintain my composure. You're talking about with my kids? Yeah, you're right.
Yes,
you're right.
Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for the compliment. Jeffrey came in and said, you guys have been spot on all night. Love it.
Boom.
Thanks, Jeff.
Bam, Jeff.
Appreciate that. We appreciate you.
Do us a favor. Do us a favor. Since you think so, go tell your friends. Share. Get it out there. All right? Ha! Anyway. Okay. So what I did not hear your final.
I said 31-14.
31-14 Broncos?
Yep.
All right. I'm going similar, although I'm going to give us a little bit more of an edge. Just slightly. All right. I think we scored 30 points on the game.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think half of them will be on the run. Half of them will be on passing touchdowns, and a couple of field goals. All right.
I like it.
Quit pushing buttons, kid.
Avatar says the aviator.
So I'm going to go ahead and my final score of the game, and because I said Pat Surtain's going to be shutting them down, my final score of the game, 30-14 Denver.
This is Dave's final score.
Sorry, not 30-14. Sorry, 30-10 Denver.
This is Dave's final score.
Well, while I do absolutely love the tribute there, Dave, 88-0. The tribute
me and Johnny
to
were
DT.
talking about this. Jeff, me and Johnny were talking about this today because this was the question of Kyle Fuller, Bryce Callahan, who's the nickel next year. And I mentioned Michael Ojemudia and also mentioned Nate Hairston. So I'm interested to see if Michael OJ is back and seeing if Vic Fangio wants to put him in that scheme, see how he does.
Mojo? Remember we called him that?
Mojo.
Mojo.
And then we're going to see if he's there. Jeff says.
This is a great way to end the show.
We're your friends. We're your friends, Jeff.
That's right, Jeff. Now I'm going to pull this one up by Glenn. Our first play should be the Tebow DT play. That would be unreal.
Oh, my gosh.
Wouldn't it, though?
Glenn thinking outside the box. Look at this guy.
I love it. That's a great way to end the show. So right now, the Broncos, we picked the Broncos to win. And you know what? I am confident in that pick. I truly am. All right. Now, thank you, everybody, for joining us on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. Jackson, can you take that cup from him, please?
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on the Nothing Rhymes with Orange and Blue podcast. We go live every Friday at 7654 on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Please do not miss our other shows. On Tuesday, Broncos Talk with a 6'10" Mexican and our brother above the 47th parallel. Richie Riche. They go live at the same time, same place. Thursdays, 7654, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch is the flagship podcast. Mundungus, the Broncos Wizard, Creevy, Glenn Hauser, Mr. Boggins, and a 6'10" Mexican. Same time, same place. All right, do not miss that either. We also have the Nay. I totally missed getting the soundboard going, so you know what? Don't worry about it.
Well, I'm not worried about the mute button because you suck at clicking buttons. So.
Hey, you know what? You're gonna get muted next week, like all the time. So just
from what I just saw from you, not worried at all.
Don't worry about it. No, the soundboard, actually, the speaker that I used for the soundboard, it turned off. So that's why I didn't go for it. The point is, don't miss us on every game day for the neighborhood. It goes live about an hour and a half before every single game.
Yeah.
And it gives you a chance to come join us, get your demons out right before game time, and we love having you guys there. Also, don't forget to catch all of our shows in audio form everywhere that you find your favorite podcasts. We love you guys. We love you NRW crew. We love you MHRT fam, and we love you Broncos country. We are going to end this, as we always do, with a big, beautiful, this one in tribute to Demaryius Thomas, Mile High Five. Boys, please come join me now since you're up here.
Hi, Jackson.
There's my kids. My kids love the Mile High Five. This is my Samson and my Jackson. Are you guys ready?
Hi, buddy.
Arms out. Mile High Five. Yeah. All right. We love you all. Go Broncos.
Go
and we
Broncos,
will see
baby.
you on Sunday for the neighborhood.